Have you seen this AGF report?
Chamberlain, the president has said.
I know he said.
I saw you are saying the president is lying.
I'm asking you.
How could I have seen it?
We can question anything.
How could I have seen it?
You haven't seen the AGF
yes,
report.
But I believe the president.
No, but if the president set up that committee headed by the AGF,
yes.
I mean, what's the propriety? Because many will say they've looked through the powers of the AGF in Section 174. They don't even see how that comes into place here. Why will an agent or an agency or part of government, the same executive, you set up a committee, one of you investigating one of you, some will tell you.
Please, I think
let me land. Just a minute.
Be careful here.
Just a minute. They tell you that there is absolutely no way that committee is going to indict one of theirs when the president has said, "Look, let's see what goes in there."
These are commonsensical legal issues. The president has not said AGF.
Is the AGF report public?
Excuse
Nobody
me.
has seen it. Have you seen it? I haven't seen it.
Well, you are of the opinion, and you can take the opinion that the president has lied. I don't believe so. I'm not saying the Senate has lied. Neither would I say the president has lied. But based on information available, based on their letters, their correspondence, is what I'm relying on.
So you rely.
I will not say the Senate has lied. Neither would I say the president has lied.
But you don't believe the comments from the Senate and how their decisions?
Chamberlain, I am extremely careful in my choice of words and thoughts. The AGF, first and foremost, is the chief law officer of this country. Irrespective of who the officer is. It's unfortunate that all of us, the average Nigerian, has gone so pessimistic now that everything has to be a lie. Even if you mention your name, they will say go and investigate.
I don't think that's the case. People are asking questions.
The president has not said, I have absolved anybody. Please read the letter. He has not absolved anybody. He said, based on what you have given me, I have sought advice. The AGF is his advisor.
And the advisor said those things they should be cleared.
The advisor has only just said, based on what is presented, it would appear that this man was not given a hearing. That is the fulcrum of the whole letter. Fair hearing. It would appear that the company was not given a fair hearing. The president did not say your interim report. He has only referred it back to them that take this into consideration in arriving at your final report.
You clearly.
I think this issue is too clear, it's too straightforward. I am not exonerating the SGF. Please mark my words. I am not defending the president. I am not condemning the Senate.
Yeah, but
as a lawyer, I am saying the principles, the lawyer, the court would act on documents before it. No matter what I say here, the court will act on what is before it, not what. The court does not watch television.
Is the matter in court?
No, I'm just giving an allusion, please. So, in this case, there is a parliamentary communication with the presidency. And the executive in responding acted based on what was sent to it, which is the reports, the votes and proceedings. And it gave it to the legal advisor of the country, to the president, the chief officer.
You know,
review and advise me.
Mr. Ogala.
Let me finish. Not stop my thought process.
I think I have to bring this. I've listened to you. I'm sorry, apologies, because you used the word. You tried to put it into us by making it look like we're saying the president has lied. Whether we like it or not, someone is not saying the truth here.
I don't agree.
That's another word for it.
I don't agree that either side is lying.
Good.
I don't agree that either side is lying.
A moment. That's another word for it. Because if there is truth in all of this, then we wouldn't be hearing from Senator Shosani saying that the word coming from the presidency saying just 3 signed it is not correct.
No, for me, that is a non-issue, really.
No, these are some of the issues raised. These are some of the issues raised.
He just mentioned that he observed that only 3 members, Senator Lamile Adeola.
So it's an issue.
But for me,
it's an issue.
For me, that's a non-issue.
If one is saying
and
3,
I will not delve into
and
all of that.
the man who did the job, who led those who did the job, is saying no, 7. we won't want to use the word lie, but it is incorrect. Someone is not being truthful.
But what did you send to the president?
So who is not being truthful here?
What did you send? Look.
But that's the man who chaired the committee.
Yes, but what he said further, if I heard it clearly, that even 3 is their quorum.
Yes, the Senate spokesman even said that.
Said, no, I'm corroborating what you are saying. He said clearly that 3 is their quorum. The presidency said only 3 signed. That for me is the non-issue. Whether it's 1, even whether the chairman signs alone with the secretary.
Okay.
If the chairman and the secretary, I mean, I was a parliament.
We hear you, Mr.
Ogala.
But we will come to the substance of the matter raised. Because none of them have spoken about, they've not spoken about the substance of the matter that have been raised here, the allegations. And we'll come to that in a bit.
Yes.
But let's get Markwe to get her question in on this. Markwe.
Sulaiman, beg your pardon, Chamberlain, because it would seem that the standards, on these allegations are being dropped. For a lot of people, they believe that when these allegations were raised, one of the things that the president ought to have done, considering that one of his, key points, one of the pillars of his administration is fighting corruption, the moment this was mentioned that someone as close to his office as the SGF had committed this, this kinds of things, this sort of allegations on something as emotional and as important as the presidential initiative on the Northeast, one of the things that they ought to have seen him do to tell the SGF to step aside.
Yes,
you don't
true.
think that would have been in order?
I agree with that. So let's move on.
So
I think he should have been recused, at least go on leave pending when this is. I agree with that. So, next question, Mark.
If that is the case, don't you think that we're simply dealing with semantics? I mean, in terms of what letter was passed, I don't agree with the procedures that followed in the National Assembly.
I can't hear her anymore. We can't hear her. Well, I can no longer hear you.
Well, I'm saying
okay, fine, now you're back.
If that is the case, if you agree with me on that point,
Go ahead.
if you agree with me on that point, the letters that have been exchanged between the Senate and the executive could be immaterial considering the weight of the allegations, and what ought to be done is to tell the SGF to step aside. If you agree with that, don't you think all of this are immaterial and people are right to perceive that what the president is trying to do is exonerate the SGF?
Perception is a different thing. I would rather deal with the facts on ground and not what I think. Like I said, yes, the presidency could have told the man, take a short vacation pending when we clear this issue. But that is also without prejudice to the substance of the Senate resolution, the report of the committee, and the response of the presidency. And I would rather want to be focused on the issue. No law, no rule says you must send the man on vacation or suspension pending when the allegations by the Senate, an arm of government, is resolved. Or rather, not even allegation, a resolution.
Should there be law before that happens?
No, I said, please, Chamberlain, I said that I agree morally it is the right thing to do. Please, I mean, I think we should get it settled. We need not go forward and backward on that.
No, if you say no law says so,
no, but there's indeed no law.
Yeah,
there's indeed no law.
But it suggests that you're saying...
There's indeed no law.
But yeah, that suggests too that you're saying that, well, if there's no law, nothing wrong in him staying there, even though he should have gone.
It's a moral question.
Because, don't forget, about...
Law and morality are two different things.
But in the case of the judges...
It's a moral question.
People are now questioning the integrity of the anti-corruption fund.
In the case of the judges... No, hang on a minute.
If I can put in the question.
Okay.
In the case of the judges, they thought that, look, it was based on allegations and preliminary investigations.
Yes.
There was this hue and cry that people thought, let them resign, let them stand aside before they go on. They can't go on in that office.
People said
so, if that happened to them, why is this one any different?
Chamberlain, I think the presidency did not order the judges to be recused. If I remember, one of the judges, before Woman was appearing in a matter, one of the very controversial, high-profile matters where I'm involved. After the raid on their residence, still sat. And if you recall, he was asking, did I demand, that encounter went on. But, like I said, the moral question. And the moment they have been charged to court, now we are in the dock. It's only natural.
Okay.
Civil service, wherever guidelines, you will be interdicted pending when you clear yourself.
We spoke to the Senate spokesperson, and he said that, yes, it's an interim report. Yes. I did also ask him, why take a decision based on it? And he said, look, well, we've taken that decision, and we're going to come up with a full report. And when the full report is out, nothing changes. So when
so why wouldn't, you see, look, when we are doing things, we should be tidy.
When that report
the Senate itself is untidy. It was hasty. What is interim? So that means you submitted the report while your investigations were still on. I was in the House, and I know how reports ought to be. Before a parliament takes a resolution on any issue, it must be finality. Because you are likening it to, I think it was Suleiman, that are likening it to an administrative action of
both of them did the same, the executive and legislature.
You must distinguish. I think
I get your point. I get your point.
It's not like a judge. These are arms of government. Administrative actions are different from resolutions of the National Assembly that are almost as good as law.
All right. Appreciate your comment.
Or it's not like a court judge saying, I give part of my judgment.
We need to wrap this up.
Give the final judgment.
Mr. Pt.2 Ogala is the former chairman, Judicial Committee, Lagos State House of Assembly. Is a legal practitioner, also a member of the APC. Thank you for coming on this morning.